I have this statement from Punjab Assembly Speaker Malik Muhammad Ahmed Khan in front of me, in which he is expressing dissatisfaction with the pace of May 9 case trial. And he says that, I'm wondering what is taking the law enforcers and prosecutors so long to complete the prosecution process. PTI lawmakers are also urging the Chief Justice that, try them, prosecute them if they are responsible for it, or else release them. So this is a political victimization, and the more it is delayed, it gives legitimacy to PTI's stance that either it was a false flag operation or this is political victimization. Why do you think judiciary is so reluctant to come up with the eventual decisions on those cases?
Actually, the government has used, the ruling party has used May 9th as a political thing. Whenever you have to attack PTI, all you need is to attack them. See, they did May 9th. They're responsible for May 9th. Something that has never happened in the history of Pakistan. Not even Awami League in its prime days did anything like that against military cantonments and so on. So they have used it largely for political thing. They thought before February 24th election that narrative will sell and people will obviously react to that and not vote for PTI. That did not work. So in a way, you could say that the larger segment of Pakistani society rejected the government's narrative about May 9th when they went and voted for PTI in February 2024. As far as government's thinking or failure to prosecute, I think the failure is written large. If you take cases like Sanam Javed, Alia Hamza, and few others who have been released after more than a year, although they were implicated on May 9th charges, and they were not just implicated for their whatever they did in Lahore, but what they were doing in Sargodha or Miawali and other places.
All at the same time.
And you saw that even after all those FIRs which were filed in different cities of Punjab, they still got released. Getting released means there was no case against them in the first place. And as far as those who are already who are still in jail, like Mahmood Rashid or Ijaz Chaudhry and Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Imran Khan, well, I think it is the responsibility, the onus is entirely on the government and the ruling party to come up with prosecution that can carry enough weight to convict them. And I'm sure about you and others would like to see if there is enough evidence, they should be convicted, whoever was responsible for that. But other than that, if there is no prosecution, if there is delay in the process, the Speaker, Punjab Assembly, should ask internally his own government people, his own government legal experts, why are we failing to come up with enough evidence in the courts?
Let's take a short break here. If I continue with his statement, that states that they are relying more on the establishment to, come forward and fix whatever is to be fixed for the PTI. He said that, I'm of the opinion from day one that they are delayed. By they, he meant the process. Even the ISPR is delaying. What does this mean? Why would he blame ISPR for delaying the prosecution? I mean, they're not responsible for that.
I don't know what the Speaker was thinking when he was making this statement, but I think between the military, which obviously feels that their institution was attacked and they need justice more than the people in the government, and rightly so. They also have to, and the ISP chief, whenever he comes and talks in his press conferences, which are more frequent now in recent months, so he does talk about May 9th, and he does talk about the fact that real damage was done to the military's reputation, and it has never happened, and justice must prevail, and those responsible must be convicted. But yet, I think it is for the ISP chief to come up with an explanation what is holding that and what, in fact, even those who have been arrested, I think more than 100 persons were arrested based on military court trial. 20 of them got released later on. Their trial is also awaiting because of the lack of decision from the Supreme Court. So I think the whole thing has been taken for political reasons, I think, and no one is serious about coming up with the kind of convictions that the government or the military expects. And it is, as time runs out, the case will become weaker and weaker, and even the political narrative of that case will become weaker.
Do you buy that argument that judiciary is like the inner segments of judiciary are siding with PTI?
I mean, again, it is for the military or for the law ministry people to answer that question. The fact of the matter is Qazi Faiz Isa, who's the chief judge of Pakistan, who rules Pakistan's judicial system, is no supporter of, no friend of PTI, and everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
That is more than the truth. So why is he not fixing things within his own institution, whether it is in the Supreme Court or in the high courts or in the lower courts? That is for Qazi Faiz Isa to ensure that the cases are run on a fast-track basis, and whatever delays have taken place should not be again withheld, and the case